Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching on me, it's bringing me out the dark.
Bonjour tout le monde. I'm going bald. I'm 35 and I've been going bald for since I don't know, maybe my late 20s I started losing my hair, and it just got progressively worse and worse. So now I've decided to shave my head when I can instead of having the bald spots. It's just my way of doing it. I mean, not having the hair runs on my father's side and my mother's side, so I guess I always knew it was gonna happen, but for a while I was in denial and I would always wear a hat. Oops, sorry, my phone's ringing. Just an alarm. Until, it was really hard for me to accept, and it still is to a certain point today, because I feel, although my body is getting older, I still feel like a young person, even if things are changing. My metabolism is going to shit, and I used to be able to eat anything, which is not the case anymore. I just get fatter when I eat junk, and I unfortunately eat too much junk. It's really strange, like I've actually gained weight. I've been living in Denmark for 2 years now, and I've actually been gaining weight, funny enough, in Denmark, which is, Copenhagen is where I live, and it's a city of people who bike everywhere. And I love biking, but it hasn't helped me. It's just made me, and I was already biking before when I lived in Montreal and so on, for 7 years, and before that I lived in Ottawa. It is what it is. So what I do is I just shave my head, and I usually cut myself because I'm usually very distracted and not paying attention to what I'm doing. I use an electric razor because I find that the blades on them die too fast and they don't work as well. So I usually deal with the pain, which is pretty stupid actually. Me and my wife, we were supposed to move to Sweden a while back when we were supposed to get an apartment, but we lost that apartment, so my wife is Danish, so we've decided to still live in Copenhagen, and I still love Copenhagen. It's still very hard in the city to actually make friends. Cultural difference. Going from Montreal, very more extroverted sort of city, to Copenhagen, which is more, people are more private with their things, so I find it. By the way, this is a rant video in case you haven't noticed. I didn't sleep last night, so I'm just gonna go shave and rant about everything that's on my mind today, and most of you have already left. If there is one of you, the few of you who actually watch this, I apologize in advance. But yeah, I just had a bad day today. I was sure that I wasn't working, and I looked on my Google Agenda to make sure before going to bed, and I looked at the wrong date. I was convinced that we were Friday, but we were Thursday, and I was supposed to work, and I completely messed up. I feel like an idiot. I'm sure it's happened to, I'm hoping if anyone else it's happened to, it happens to everybody, but it's the worst feeling when you are, I usually always double check because I'm worried about these things, and I make agendas and reminders, and the one day that I'm sure that I'm not supposed to work is the day I was supposed to, and I let somebody down, and it sucks. Yeah, so that's the kind of day it is. Today, hopefully that won't happen again, or hopefully we'll be given another chance, and if I'm not, I totally understand why, because this was my fault. In a few months, I have to pass a language test to be able to stay in Denmark. When I first got here, I was very motivated and kept going to the language classes, but for the last few months I've been discouraged and I stopped going to classes, which is very stupid. They've also changed the rules where you have to pay for them, and I also, sadly, have only gotten part-time work. I'm looking for full-time work. And they've changed the rules in Denmark now, so you have to pay for the language classes. So I'm waiting till I can actually afford to take the classes again and get back on track to be able to stay in the country. If we had moved to Sweden, Sweden now also has new language rules that they're imposing, so I would have to learn Swedish as well. So either way, it would be hard work, but if we were in Denmark, my wife can help me with the language, and in Sweden she couldn't. But in Sweden, they were more reasonable with the immigration requirements. To even be able to stay here, I had to borrow money from my family, which was very embarrassing, and I really feel bad about it because I've had a very supportive family throughout my life, and my parents aren't rich, so I had to ask for help. And then my wife had to put a lot of money aside too that she borrowed from her family so I can stay here. So I guess I just always feel like a burden kind of all the time while I'm here. And I'm very bad at multitasking, so usually I don't do anything while I'm shipping. But oh well, this will take a bit longer than usual. I have to head to work soon as well. Other job. I have two. Actually, I work as a personal helper with people who have physical disabilities, and I'm going to work with somebody else today. Of course, it's confidential, so I can't talk about it more than that. But yes, even with the two part-time jobs, I'm not making the full-time requirements of Danish immigration, and I'm very nervous that I'm going to get some kind of angry letter soon telling me that I am not fulfilling my requirements. Stay in the country, of course. I'm not getting any money from the government or anything like that. It's just me and my wife supporting ourselves together, and I'm very grateful that she's helping me out. Well, this battery on this camera is about to die, so I'm assuming that I'm going to continue this video actually outside in the courtyard. If I have time to get our washing, our clothes is drying outside in the courtyard, and I haven't gotten it yet, so so apologize in advance for when it's going to cut, because it is just going to cut all of a sudden. And I apologize if my camera equipment isn't the best. I can't afford anything, so this is my old camera. I'm hoping that the sound quality is not completely horrible, and the video is okay as well. We'll see. I do love this city. I love that people have space to walk, and pedestrians are important, and cars are not gods. I went back to Montreal a few months ago, and it actually felt scary for me to ride a bike compared to here, because I got spoiled. Actually, it's like going back into the past of dangerous, you're gonna die when you bike in the street kind of mentality. But when I was there before, it didn't bother me at all, because you get used to it, even if it's super dangerous. Today, I'm going to staying on the same island, but I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, but Korsor, which is a small city I've never been to before, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully I'll get a bit of video. All my batteries on my cameras are not charging to their full potential, so hopefully I'll get a bit of footage to show my tiny little YouTube channel on Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, so that's gonna be today. Oh my god, I'm completely ranting. This is gonna be... I've been, I've actually gotten married in Denmark, and I'm very new to being married, and I'm a very strange person. It's actually easier for me to talk to this camera or complete strangers or people I've just met than the people who are closest to me, which is a big problem. My wife or my mom, my dad, and my sister. I only have one sister, by the way. And I feel less... The more I love someone, or the more I'm close to them, the more I don't want to reveal as much about myself, which is the opposite of what should make sense. So that's definitely something I'm planning on, working on. So yeah, it's a lot of changes being in a different city across the sea, and yeah, I just find it, of course I expect it to be different, and of course I expect things to be completely a different experience than whatever I've had before in the past. But I don't know if I said this already, but I couldn't sleep last night. I have a problem with sleeping. I have very irregular sleep. Sometimes I sleep for 12 hours, like one day when I'm not working on the weekend or something, and then I'll sleep like 4 hours or 2 hours on one night. I have no regular pattern, or I'll sleep during the day for part of the day if I don't have to work, or part of the night. I tried some sleepy teas and, cutting back on caffeine. It's just, I guess I get anxious and I have a lot of things going on in my mind, and it keeps me awake. I don't know. Yeah, if anybody else is suffering from this, let me know in the comments. I don't think anyone's gonna get this far in the video, and I don't blame you. Yeah. I'll stop it for now.